I guess since this is our inaugural episode, we should go through introductions real quick. So I'm Cole.
And I'm Mike.
And this is a show that we've been talking about doing for a while. It's called Bottom of the Barrel. And we're going to talk about some lesser known manga, or just kind of manga in general that's way out there in concept. The first one we're doing is kind of a unique one because I think through all the research I've done, this will be the first time this manga's been talked about online in any kind of capacity. The name of it is Isekai no Toire de Dai wo suru, which is translated to taking a crap in a fantasy world toilet.
Amazing.
If we're going to take a quick synopsis from My Anime List, the manga is centered on a boy who is transported to a fantasy world and goes on adventures there. While adventuring with his party members in a certain dungeon, he suddenly needs to go to the bathroom, and is directed by his party members to a supposed toilet of the gods. After reading it, I don't think the toilet of the gods ever comes up. Ever.
Yeah, it's in the first chapter.
Is it in the first chapter or the first, one-shot chapter?
Like the first one-shot chapter.
Oh, gotcha. The manga, I don't know if it is being published still, but it was published in Young Champion magazine. And at the time of recording, only the first volume was released. So in this discussion, we're only going to be talking about the first 8 chapters. And I don't think we really need to touch on the one-shots because a lot of that is repeated through the first chapter or so.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a little break from talking. Why don't you give me some first impressions that you had on it?
My first impression out of it?
Yeah.
I kind of felt like whoever honestly took the time out to write and draw this, I don't know about that, Chief. You might need to reevaluate your I mean, I get it's satire, but like at the same time, I mean, I hope it's satire. If it's not satire,
No, 100%
like,
serious.
if this is 100% serious, then damn. Let's just say the writing ability might not be there. I mean, and why has it got to be an isekai?
Dog, Isekai's hot right now. Like, it has to be.
I just,
So, going into this, something I realized very quickly is that not only is it satire, it's like satire of satire, because it's almost like a one-to-one parody of Delicious in Dungeon, even down to like the volume cover. Like, it just straight rips the volume cover from the first volume of Delicious in Dungeon. And like, if you're gonna give manga recommendations, not this one, read Delicious in Dungeon, because that one is phenomenal.
yeah, I think I've read actually a couple chapters of that.
I'm caught up on it. Whew, it's so good. One thing I did think that was kind of, like charming a little bit, is that sometimes manga do the things where they change their chapters, like chapter whatever to a certain thing. Like Ice Shield 21 does like downs because it's based on football.
Yeah.
This one does.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This one does loads.
Yeah.
So like, all right, that one's all right. I'll give it a pass on that one. So, I think we decided on going chapter to chapter since there's only 8 in here, and kind of like throwing out a little thing here and there.
So one thing I was confused on, like since this, like just reading this in general, does like the main character, like he's got like the 2 companions, and they like obviously like fight like mobs, and like they show like one's like an assassin, like a rogue character, and the other one's like a mage, but he never does anything. Like does he ever actually like take part?
I don't think so. It seems like he's there. The main character is the comic relief character.
But
nothing's
at the
funny.
same time, like, yeah, like what if he's the comic relief character? Then like I'm like, why is he even in this party? Like, what does he do?
He's there. He's from another world. That's his gimmick.
Come on, man, just give me my shonen power fantasy. Nope. Something else. I'm just like wondering, like, normally it's like, oh, you contribute something to the team, and he's like, nope, I just gotta take a shit
all the time. And like, a lot of the time it's like not even him trying to find a way to take a shit, it's a way to wipe his ass.
Yeah.
Like, literally chapter 1, it's like, oh, they kill a slime, and I don't know, like there's this one line in there that like I kind of chuckled at, where he goes, I would never eat a monster, I just want to try wiping my ass with it. And I was like, okay. So like that's kind of how it starts. It's like they kill a slime, and then he's just like, I want to wipe my butt with it. And they go to, I think it was a casino. And because he's like, oh, casino toilets are the cleanest. That's not true.
No, yeah.
That is very much not true. So he does his business. He wipes his butt with the slime. And he throws the slime in the toilet. And as he's pulling up his pants, the slime jumps out of the toilet and climbs up into his butt. And then the slime resides there. And then, like, the end of the chapter resolves with him blasting the slime out of his butt against the wall for full force. And then it just kind of ends.
And so the start of a serious serialization.
And, like, that's kind of something I was going to jump into later, but, like, we'll just kind of start it right now. There's no continuity between chapters. They just they just end on some shocking thing, and then it's like, all right, next one.
Yep.
And then you go into chapter 2, and then that's strong start. Mind you, I was pretty cynical going into this. Like, I wasn't expecting anything, and, like, chapter 2 was the stereotypical plant tentacle monster that you would expect.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect to be getting that in chapter 2.
Oh yeah, I don't know about all that.
Like, oh. Oof. Do you have anything you want to throw out for the first few chapters?
I just don't. I don't know. It's just I guess the art style is kind of interesting. It kind of varies from like, oh, I guess that looks okay, to like, oh, my nephew drew that.
Yeah, no, it definitely does have that kind of like, it looks like the mangaka spent more time on certain panels than others.
Yeah.
Which is respectable, I guess, but
I mean, I hope they didn't take too much time. Like I could understand just kind of throwing this together.
Yeah. Chapter 3, there's not really much to touch on. It's just like, oh, they're in a desert.
He wipes his ass with sand.
Yeah. Then at the end, a giant sand monster pops out of the ground, and then the chapter ends. Like, that was where I wanted to touch on, like, things just kind of happen and the chapter ends. And, like, that's where I realized that every single one has, like, something big, and it's like, oh, nope, don't want to develop on that at all. Don't want to have, like, any kind of interesting story. Just focus on the butt. So then we get to, like, chapter 4, and that's, like, I thought chapter 4 was kind of interesting because, like, the first time I'd, like, gone through this, it was, like, probably, like, 1 or 2 in the morning, so I was just kind of, like, blowing through it. And they're talking about how they're going into the Egyptian pyramids and, like, oh, there's a curse. And they're talking about how the original pharaoh's curse, that, like, people would go into a pyramid and get sick, but that was caused by they would always use the lower levels of the pyramids as a toilet. So then, like, the fumes would, like, rise up and get people sick. I was like, oh wow, that's actually really interesting. And then, like, I looked into it, I'm like, that's not true.
Was it? Or
no, it's not true. It's not true.
It's not true at all.
It's not true.
I was gonna say,
like, I thought, like, they're gonna get, like, something really interesting there, something that made sense.
No.
I was like, wow,
you're asking for way too much.
Like, wow, I'm learning something from this shitty manga. No,
God.
No, they're playing me like a fiddle. Yeah, so they get to the bottom of the thing, and they're like, oh no, there isn't actually a real demon here. And then I think this is the only bit of continuity, maybe? I think, because, like, the next chapter opens with their one party member dying. And it's not really implied that it was from that. It's just that after a battle, she died.
Yeah, but, like, there was a demon down there.
Yeah, there was.
It's a thing where it ends the chapter where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, there was, like, this, oh, it's the black demon beast.
Yeah.
Spanes or something like that. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, he was
And
there.
just,
there was actually a
party
demon.
member
Nope.
has died. Nope.
All right, so then, like, you might have a little bit of continuity there, maybe. And then there's a part in this one that, like, I actually laughed at, where they have to get the leaves to bring their party member back to life.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, we have 2 of them, so, like, I would feel free to wipe my ass with one of these. And then she's like, no, don't. And he's like, I mean, but we're just going to have one left over and we're not going to use it. And then, like, she falls in, his other party member falls in, like, a trap and dies. So then they get back and they're like, oh, I guess we really did need to use 2 of them. And it was less so the part, like, oh, he wiped his ass with one of them. Oh, haha. It was just like, oh, we're not going to use the other one. And then she died.
And then she died.
I was like, oh, that one's kind of silly. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, getting through this, like, it might have been 8 chapters, but oh, it was a slog.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I just need to go back to school for like another semester just for all the all the whatever this is taken from me. I need to
Get it
somehow
back.
make up for it. Yeah.
So then we have chapter 6, which is the Token Beach episode.
Oh yeah. Dude, okay. All right. Just real big pause for a minute here. The characters in this look like they're 6.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I don't need this in my life.
No, dude, they're 6, but they're actually 400.
I'm a spirit from the other world.
All right, pause within the pause.
All right.
I think that's my least favorite anime trope now.
Oh, I hate it.
Or it's like, oh, they look like they're 5, but actually they're 3,000 years old. Fuck that.
So it's totally.
Fuck that.
No. Like. I don't know about that one. Like, just take the perfect, like, right. I'll give you the perfect female anime character. Ready? Take the legs off of Baki's dad in the new like adaptation, and that's it.
And then take the chest off of Baki's dad.
And then,
then the arms off of Baki's dad.
And then the arms. Also, just Baki's dad.
Yeah. Oh, dude. No, dude, we can't be talking about good stuff now. Back to the bad one.
Oh no, yeah. Back to the real like. All right.
So for this one being, Token Beach episode, this one got some All right. The last half of this manga got some solid like chuckles out of me.
Honestly, I think I was so like brain fried from like the first 5. By the time I got to this, it was just like, okay, just gotta
get through it.
Gotta keep reading. Cause like you said, I was reading this at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. It was just like, there's just like some small lines in there where like, all right, he's got to make him swimsuits, and they go, oh, we're gonna be naked, you need to go, and he's like, oh, that doesn't bother me at all. Just like, all right, that one's good. And then like the giant monster comes out of the lake, and then it just trips and dies.
Brutal. Did we just kill it?
It's like, yeah, we killed it. All right, so then we have chapter 7. We're nearing the end. This one was kind of like a sleeper. They're in like Venice now, I guess. And then he gets like some black magic off of the bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Again, running with the theme of thing kind of happens. And oh, chapter 6, the beach episode, kind of has a conclusion. That's the only one, I think.
Oh yeah, where like he finds the ambergris, I guess.
Yeah, but it's actually just shit.
Yeah.
Like, all right, granted, not a great conclusion, but like there's still one there. It's the only one that wraps up solidly.
Yeah, true. But like, yeah, then like you said, yeah, now they're just in Venice.
Yeah, now they're just in Venice, and then they get the dark magic off the bathroom stall, and then I believe it ends with them summoning like a demon with it, and then it just ends.
Yeah, they were like making fun of him.
Yeah, and then he actually does
They
it.
didn't believe him. Yeah.
And then finally the penultimate chapter, because I don't believe anything has ever been written beyond this. I actually liked this chapter a lot. I feel like if this entire manga was built in the spirit of this final chapter instead of what it had tried to do for the 8 before it, it could have been something like relatively I'm not going to say good, but certainly okay.
It's just another isekai at that point. It doesn't even have the redemption of being so god awful. At that point, it's just like, all right. Well.
It's just like, I don't know. Like this one had a lot of like, it had that running gag of like, oh, this is here. Oh, it's a toilet. I'm gonna use it. Like, oh, it's a trap. Oh, this next one.
No, it's definitely a toilet.
This next one, that's a toilet. Oh, no, it's a trap. And it's like, I don't know. There's just something about that, like that. Oh, it's perfectly fine, and then it's a trap. Just sends me fucking primal, dude. I don't know what it is.
Oh my god. And then the chapter just ends.
Yeah, and then it just ends with like they opened like a secret passage, and then it ends. And I don't believe there's been another chapter of it. And if there is, I can't find it anywhere.
Who's the author of this?
I have no idea. Probably should have done a little research before.
That's not good. No, yeah, I'm gonna see if he has anything else written right now, or he or she.
Um,
Um,
Sugeo Terada.
yeah, I'm googling him.
Doesn't really seem to have done like any other notable things. So yeah, no really like noticeable other works, but
No, a true inspiration to all though.
yeah,
He's
honestly,
gonna be be looked back at as like our time's Shakespeare.
yeah, truly a revolutionary of modern literature.
100%.
So I guess like that's all I really have to touch on this. Like, what's gonna be your final rating out of 10 for this one?
Out of 10,
Out of 10.
one slime ass wipe out of 10 for me, I think.
I think, uh, dude, I don't want to give it like a 1 out of 10 because I feel like there's some that are definitely worse than this, and then there were parts of it that I actually enjoyed.
I can see a 3
That's what I was thinking. Probably like a nice solid 3.
for like okay, but like a 3 is if this is like 100% not serious, like gag, like
Yeah. It has to be.
it has,
It has
to
to
be.
be.
It has to be. No chance it's not. And maybe it is, and that's rough.
Yeah, maybe it is, and you're just being ignorant.
I'm the most ignorant man when it comes to the fine dealings with shitting in a different world.
Hey, it happens, bud.
Catches up to all of us eventually.
Truly. All right, so I guess if we don't have anything more, if anyone's actually watching this, we'll take recommendations for what to do next.
Yeah, we'll read whatever you guys want.
We will read whatever if this first episode isn't apparent enough.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we really, really scraped the bottom of the barrel with this one.